Hi, my name is Harrison Marshall. I am the creator and founder of the Junior Seau Foundation. First of all, for you guys that don't know who he is, Junior Seau is a former Hall of Fame linebacker for the San Diego Chargers. He wore the number 55, but what happened with him was that he was diagnosed with CTE and a very severe case of it as well, and he would later on uh, commit suicide due to CTE and the side effects. And that was mainly my main push to create this organization. Junior Seau was a wonderful athlete and a legend to forever be remembered. But this is a nonprofit organization that is helping current, former, and up and coming athletes fight the battle against concussions and CTE. Now, CTE is chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and basically, that disease is caused by head trauma or jarring hits to the head, like in football mainly. That's the main source of CTE and concussions. But it's also found in wrestlers, basketball players, hockey players, even stunt performers. So really, it can happen in any sport, and it can even happen outside of sports. But it's a very serious disease that has caused the deaths of many and the deterioration of people's lives and the values of them. But let me go over CTE a little bit more because just saying the disease CTE, a lot of people don't know what it is and like the side effects or the symptoms. And it's a very difficult thing because it's a long process. And for example, NFL players or normally anybody else that's been dealt head trauma, um, normally the symptoms of CTE start to show up about from 8 to 10 years after you stop that physical contact. That constant, repetitive blow to the head. That kind of thing. But really, there's like there's three stages of side effects to CTE or symptoms. I guess I should say. The three stages, though. The first stage is just disorientation, dizziness, headaches. That's just the beginning signs of CTE. But those are very common symptoms. So you definitely need to go get checked if you're just experiencing those symptoms. Whenever you should start worrying a little bit more is whenever you get to the second stage, and that second stage includes memory loss, social instability, erratic behavior, and poor judgment on others. And that's whenever you really need to start worrying. Is whenever you get to that stage two. The final stage is the very severe stage, which would require lots and lots of treatment. And those final stages of symptoms are dementia, slowing of muscular movements, impeded speech, tremors, deafness, and of course, in the worst situations, suicidal thoughts, which unfortunately happened to Junior Seau. But now you know the kind of the severities and what kind of goes along with CTE and all those bad things. But with our money donated to this organization, all sorts of things are made possible, especially with the millions of dollars that come in from the National Football League to help us out with all these studies. But in finding this dilemma, we can, but with donating to this organization, we can really donate to a great cause. But your donations go towards all sorts of things like normal CTE scans. You can come in. Normally, patients can come into our foundation in our main building. They can come in there and get free CTE scans, make sure everything's good. But a lot of the other donated money that will also go towards, of course, research and studying and trying to find the cure for CTE, which is very hard to do, seeing how it is considered a brain disease. So it's a very lengthy process, but we do believe that one day we will be able to find a cure for this. But according to the Elias Sports Bureau, the National Football League has actually donated $32 million. $30 million with some change, of course, alone due to the 32% increase in concussions for the 2015-2016 NFL season. The NHL, which is also known as the National Hockey League, they have also been known for donating a lot towards our cause, and it's really appreciated. as like I said, we want to keep people in sports. We want to keep people active, and in football and in hockey. Um, it's great to get your kids in sports, and really for sports to be someday outlawed because of CTE for some reason, would be outlandish, but it would just be detrimental to the country and the big demographic of sport fans as well. Um, some of our research consists of studying donating brains from former athletes, which is a great thing because just opening up to the brain of a former NFL player really gives us a lot of playing field to go around. And even recently past players that haven't been donated or been given their CTE, players who haven't even gotten CTE in their entire lives have even agreed to donate their brains for research, for comparison and for contractions. We're also running tests and using experiments, using dummies with appropriate athletic gear to test and see what kind of contact causes concussions, and how safe are really football helmets are. But basically, our studies also go towards finding new like gear towards athletics and everything like that make athletics much safer. Like like the Major League Baseball Association has came out with the new padded baseball cap. That was an invention of ours. The padded baseball cap, basically, your normal baseball caps that you have. Well, instead now they have the internal foam pad, like hard foam pads, and they help prevent line drives from coming back at pitchers because there's been players such as Matt Moore and Jeremy Hellickson that have been, and even Jeremy Hellickson especially was a very serious situation. But they have been drilled with line drives directly back from him, and those balls hit up the middle, coming right at you, or going at least 110, 120 miles per hour. So those padded caps really help. Football helmets, of course, have been, in the making. Football helmets are kind of hard to make even safer because really most people think that they are safe enough as it is, and you can't really make them any safer with all the padding. But we're still trying to experiment and find other ways to make the game safer. But yes, our main cause is to basically gather donations for everything that we do. We do all sorts of things, and we're just trying to end this dilemma of CTE, keep sports in our country, and keep CTE out of our loved ones' lives. It's a very detrimental disease. Whether you're a professional athlete or an amateur athlete or a high school athlete, it doesn't matter. Safety always needs to come first in sports, and that's exactly what we're here for, and that's exactly what we're here to support, is every single athlete in their cause. And again, thank you for listening to me. I hope you really, really dive deep into this concussion thing. And if you don't really know much about CTE and the causes of it, just look it up. I mean, there's a lot of information online that tells you everything that you need to know about it. And there's of course pointers and tips for what to do and what not to do in sports, as in like in football, just ducking down. But again, thank you guys so much for listening. You guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening, and play it safe. Play it safe.